will not disagree, will not agree with me. And my first one is this tank, the Churchill 3. Now everybody will be like, "Oh, you're stupid! You're so stupid! That tank is excellent!" And maybe it is. I'm not sure. But for me, it's just super, super horrible, and I'm not able to play it. So what can I say? There isn't. It's just not. It's just not working for me. Can I kick in some optics? Do I have some optics? Okay, let's steal these optics for now. The Churchill 3 has a very fast-firing pew-pew gun, which is absolutely nice, but it also has no armor to speak of. It has like 80 millimeters on the turret. You can damage the hull by shooting this part of the tracks, which is completely ridiculous. So you shoot the tank here, you damage the hull, and yeah, track him. And it's just, for me, it's just not working. Luckily, the tank has preferential matchmaking, but yeah, what can I say? It's one of the tanks I really don't like playing, and for me, it absolutely wasn't worth the investment. It is supposed to be a really good crew trainer, but I need more what? Devnal, what do I need? Now I could probably go get myself a coffee, write a book, maybe learn a language, something like that, because with a maximum speed of 28, this tank is not going to go anywhere soon. Usually, if you arrive at the battle in a situation like this, where you have to go over the whole of the map to actually get at the battle, you will be lost, and probably 3 or 4 of the enemy tanks or of your tanks will be dead. You will either like frantically trying to follow the battle, or you will frantically trying not to get YOLO'd by the 5 people who killed your tanks. And it's horrible. It's just horrible. You see, it already begins. The battle is like already going on. The Excelsior is nearly dead. Yep, we lost a Stuk, and the Lux is doing good work against the Largo and the T-28. And I'm like, hello? You guys waiting for me? I mean, at least that KV-1S is nice enough to shoot that water tower. That's not nice, my friend. We all need water. Come on. So now we are in position, but so is everyone else. And now it's time to pew away. And I'm not going to lie. It's quite funny if people make the mistake driving out in front of you and you can shoot them repeatedly. Don't do that, Durchfallwagen. I'm not going to lie, it's fun. Okay, that one's gone. But you see? He's even... He can't just choose if he wants to attack me or not and then leave. Map. Okay, I mean, he's not a very smart player, obviously, but How am I supposed to do like 1,000 damage in that tank? Hello, Mr. Hetzer, will you please leave something for me to kill? Would that be asked too much? Look, enemies, I'm here. Shoot me, shoot me, shoot me, shoot me. I am here. Oh yeah. That's what I was hoping for. Oh, by the way, the situation really doesn't get any better by the fact that this gun is able to shoot way faster than it is to aim. So... if you manage to get that tank in a situation where you actually are able to keep the gun singing, yeah, it might be good, definitely. But usually I'm just following the damage, frantically trying to get something out of the match for me. And as you see, it's just like we're doing 600 damage on a complete steamroll for the enemy, which is completely ridiculous. And the only thing that keeps us from having a real bad battle is the fact that I mounted the optics on this tank. So we are getting spotting. Hooray. Oh yeah. I mean, look at this horrible platform that is this tank. Oh no, please don't try. Oh boy. You see. Number 10 of my most hated premium tanks in the game. It's just not fun to play. The lack of mobility is infuriating. The gun handling... I think, what's the aim time? Let's quickly check this. So it has 2.1 second aim time and 1.9 second reload time. Yeah, that's going to work out great, right? No. No. Also, 176 millimeters of hull armor. That is a joke in itself. If people see that, I mean, if you're a new player and you see like, wow, 176 millimeters of hull armor, that thing must be a monster, right? Well, think again, because I want to show you something. The Russian Lend-Lease tank, where is it? So, well, technically it has 176 millimeters of hull armor. Exactly here. It doesn't have it here. 63 millimeters. It doesn't have it here, which is at least, I mean, 114 millimeters. That's not really bad. You can angle here and actually expect to bounce a lot of stuff right here with 130 millimeters. But still, I mean, if you're facing this tank on the same ground, you can shoot it just here. It's 86 millimeter. You can shoot it here, 88. You can shoot it through the gun port here. It's again 63 millimeter, and the turret is 88. So yeah, it has this one plate here that is 176 millimeter, but to me it's just a big fuck you. That thing is not really armored. So you see, you can see that one plate here. That's the part that you shouldn't hit. That one plate. Everything else you can butter through, even that angled plate. It's super easy to butter through, and this is why I never ever got into playing that tank. Is it a good money maker? Well, I guess technically it's not a bad money maker. We see 39,000 is not bad for a tier 5, and the one thing that it really has got going for himself is it has a monstrous modifier on its experience points. So you see, in a rather mediocre game like this, I get nearly 1,000 experience base XP. And if you're not having to shoot the relatively expensive premium ammunition, then it's at least a reasonable tank. But if you have to go to premium ammunition, really, no. 2,400 for 75 damage? Like, are you kidding me? And this is why this tank made it into the list. If you ever feel like buying it, please no. There is better tanks to spend your money on. There is so many better Russian crew trainers, so forget about this one and just move on to the next tank. And so do we. We go on to the 9th place of my least favorite premium tanks. And for this, we need a crew. We need the crew of this tank, to be honest. And we move on to the to tier 7. At tier 7, we find this horrible monster of a tank. It is the ISU 122S. Why is that tank bad? Well, it's the typical horrible platform that is the ISU or /SU. It is slow, it doesn't have a good view range, it isn't well armored, besides the gun mantlet that is monstrously armored. So if you go into an infight, always try to stick that into the enemy gun. But other than that, 90 millimeters. It doesn't even have good concealment. I mean, seriously. It's not good at anything, and it has a bad gun. So you would think that platform gets a monstrous gun to make up for it, right? I mean, if you look at the tech tree at tier 7, you get the SU-152, and it has this mortar, the 152 millimeter gun, which is a monster at its level. And it also has the standard 122 millimeters, which is completely and utterly underwhelming at this level. So no one plays that tank with the improved 122 millimeter guns. The same goes for the ISU. I mean, you have a bad platform and you get a monster of a gun, the brand new D4S. It's still an absolute monster, and it takes out 750 hit points out of the enemy, so that's good, right? But this tank doesn't have such factors that redeem it somehow. This tank is just a bad platform with a horribly underperforming gun. The only thing it has going for itself is super high DPM. So if the enemy does the mistake driving out like sideways in front of your tank, yeah, you are able to end things very quickly. But if you get into it, let's say a tier 9 battle, for instance, and you have to make this 175 millimeter of penetration somehow work against tier 9 tanks, not going to happen. And typically for the Russian tanks, it has premium rounds of 217 millimeters. I mean, most of the tier 7 tank destroyers have better standard rounds. Come on. Then this tank has premium rounds. So no, you don't want to play that. I mean, on the other side, you see E25, and this is the kind of tanks you're competing with at tier 7. E25, super mobile platform, super camouflage, also a shit gun, definitely, but totally different in a way that he's able to actually flank and get the DPM into the enemy. So, meh. Shall we blind fire a little bit? Oh, by the way, did I say how bad the gun arc on that thing is? And that it really doesn't carry that much of ammunition? Oh, that was a shot for me. And don't get me wrong, 5.8 seconds reload time for a 390 alpha gun is brutal. It is absolutely brutal, but do you see me shooting? I mean, it's even we're even top tier here, and I'm doing something stupid now just to get the gun into the game somehow. Is there a way? No. It's a 4 Crusader. Let's see if we... Let's play Assault TD, even though we are not one of the Assault TDs. We can actually get penetrated by the KV-2, which would be kind of silly for us. There's tanks dying left and right. The Crusader shouldn't be able to survive that. So can we get the M4? Map. Oh yeah, that thing also has no gun depression, by the way. You see, everyone can shoot us. No. Yep. I mean, it was a stupid play. I'm the only one to blame for that, but still. That AC-46. That M4. Stupid play. I have to do it again. Just to showcase you why I hate this tank, because that, in this case, it was me. Kurva. Kurva. Come on, die. Or kill something, or anything. But then again, do you really need to see that tank again? I mean, it's not going to get any better, I tell you. It definitely isn't. So, what do we want to do? You know, let's move on to the next tank. Because I have a lot of burning hatred, and I have a lot to say about that next tank. Let's just leave that battle and never look back to the 122S. Now we move on. What was the next one? Man, I'm getting old. Oh yes, as I said, burning hatred. Burning hatred. The next tank is the M4A3E8 Thunderbolt 7. Now, this tank is the personnel tank from of General Abram, and it's basically a Easy 8 Sherman tank with additional armor, a little bit on the sides as you see here, a little bit on the turret as you see here, and a whole lot on the upper plate of the front as you see there. mosquito. Weak spots, of course the gun port, of course the lower plate, but it's really well armored. So why do I hate this tank so much? It looks beautiful, it has historical value. It is not that bad armored. Well, the reason is quite easy. All the armor makes it slow as fuck, and it still has the same completely underwhelming gun, all the easy 8s feature. But now you have no chance in the world to actually get this gun in the game. Because what you have to do now is you crawl into the game, and the problem is if you crawl in this tank, yeah, you have to face people frontally. You cannot actually flank them anymore, because, I mean, the maximum speed is 42, and don't even dream about ever reaching that speed. So 28 millimeter of penetration. So what happens is, in this premium tank, you end up shooting a lot, and I mean really a lot of premium ammunition, because you are too slow to actually outflank, and the gun is too bad to actually penetrate tanks from the front. At least if you're facing tier 7 and tier 8 opinion. Tier 7 and tier 8 enemies. God damn it, what's wrong with me? Opinions. So, Chaffee? Oh yeah, by the way, the gun is also horribly inaccurate, which makes things even worse. So it's not like you can aim for weak spots or something. Is that Chaffee here? Doesn't seem like he is. There he was. He isn't anymore. Can we have one more? Yeah, he isn't. My team is pushing with some light tanks through the city. What? 2 Cromwells are there. Well, luckily the enemy has a KV-85, and this is where the problems start. The KV-85 has 167 millimeters of penetration, so if he aims carelessly, he might actually be able to bounce on my frontal armor. That's nice, right? So we can give it a try. We try to hide the gun port against him. Probably no, we don't give it a try. We already have to turn around because, as I said, that tank is horribly slow, and I mean, what are we supposed to do if they run at us with 5, 6, 7, 8 tanks? Also, we are getting capped. So we are running. Okay. Oh, we are losing tanks left and right. My team seems to suck a big dick. Wow. No, the light tanks didn't come with me because they felt they have to put up a good fight against 5 enemy tanks. Yeah, that came unexpected, right? Come on. Did you see me? Yeah, you didn't see me, right? No, you didn't. Would you please come back, Lux? I want to kill that Lux. I want to kill that Lux. Okay, he could outflank me later. That was why I was really going to, for the kill on him. Oh yeah. Enemy easy 2. No chance penning him without premium ammunition. No chance. He has 152 millimeters of frontal armor. KV-85. No one behind me. So you see, we did give the enemy a good fight here, but in the end it was too late, too little, and we had to shoot a lot of premium ammunition to actually be able to deal with the KV-85 and have a chance to deal with the M4, which we didn't even end up penetrating. So what will now happen is that even though we had a good game, we will lose a lot of credits in this premium tank, and for me that just makes it for a really bad premium tank. Why would I spend money on this? Oh, I know, because it gets an overpowered crew, because it gets a 0 skill crew. That's the only reason to buy this tank. So you get a really bad tank just to get the crew. That's a bad deal, my friends. That and again, I wouldn't really suggest anyone to buy that tank. The same goes, by the way, for the ISU. It comes with a 0 skill crew, so yeah. I guess this is what makes it worth it somehow, but I really think that's a bad policy from Wargaming. Selling shit tanks just so you get the crew. It's, I don't know. I really don't feel it's a good idea. So, again, this team. Oh, this team. Cromwell does 140 damage, the other one does 2 shots. I mean, respect. Oh no, it was actually 1 shot. He actually probably was having the derp gun. Not bad. Yep. Thought so. Okay, 316 battles. I don't say anything. And the enemy team on the other side. Gorilla had a good game. He's also not a good player. KV-85. Thought so. Also really not good players, but they just had the benefit of steamrolling our bad players. So the problem with this tank, as I said, it's the only way to get a 0 skill crew from for the US tank line. So probably you will pay €14.50 at some point just to get that piece of shit tank. But I would say do yourself a favor and then forget about it. Maybe if you feel like you should be exceptionally masochistic, you can try to mark it. But to be honest, I don't even feel the need to do that. It should be super easy to mark, to be honest. I didn't even check how the marks changed on this one. But it should be super easy, because I really can't imagine people being able to have good results in this tank consistently. Let's play one more and see. So we are at 55.93. So I would expect that you have to do something like 600 to actually stay at the same, because that thing is not going to spot. It's slow. That thing is not going to shoot anything, because usually it doesn't penetrate. I think with 600 you should probably even be able to get to the first mark or something like that. Maybe even more. Let's see. Where do I want to go? I mean, I have that amazing turret armor, right? Yeah, all of the enemy can just easily shoot me through the turret. Maybe not the VK3002D. Maybe not that tank, but everyone else can. Yeah, 8 kilometers. That is overpowered speed if you ever saw one. Hello, Mr. E25. Where did he hit us? I don't even know. Do I care is the question. No, I think I don't care. I'm not able to spot him from here, so yeah. GG, my friend, GG. You did everything right, going into a battle in an overpowered tank instead of a piece of shit like that. No. Oh, there's the E25, hello. He's actually shooting us. I mean, seriously, seriously. That guy is shooting us. It's not like... Does he not have a life, friends, something good? Seems like he's gone, right? There he is. Oh yeah, you can't even track tier 6 in this one. Because fuck you, right? Remember what I told you about the Churchill tanks and tracking them? Well, that's it. You track these tanks and at the same time... Oh, fuck my life. Is that a Streetswagen S1? Is that a Cold War era tank destroyer that is shooting me? Oh, fuck. And why is there a Hellcat on the field shooting me? It's like, seriously, why? I don't care if the Streetswagen is coming for me. Ah, there's a Scorpion G. I mean, fucking A, my friend. Fucking A. Ah. But let's see, 1,890, something like that. I think that should be 1.5%, so 55, 9, something like that was the old one. I love how no one's shooting the 110 and the Stridswagen. That Emil, I don't know what he's doing. Oh no, finally he's doing something. Good. Or was it the Jagdpanther? Probably it was the Emil. What's that guy doing? Oh, he's running in front of a KV-2. That's a good idea. Look, KV-2. He surely can't see me. Poof, one shot. Oh, it was artillery. Oh, that 110, huh? That 110 has the small, the 122 cannon, which is a fucking sad story. He could just blind shot. He could just blind shot the same position the KV-2 was before, yeah. Good morning. Come on. I have to say that Scorpion just ruined the day. I think we could have done so many bad things for the S1 once we were right next to him. We could have done so many bad things for that guy. But in the end, he ruined the day of our... what was it? He killed the Scorpion in the end, yeah. And I don't think we are going to capture right now. Boom, another one from artillery. Okay, now both of them are one shots for the 110. Yeah, there you are. And also the J-Panther is a one shot for artillery right now. So I think the 110 is also a one shot, but still there is not enough time. Still 1.1%, I guess. So it should be 56, 57.4. Now they just run. So we actually managed to get some tracking out of this. Oh, by the way, it's Oh, it's a little bit less because part of the assistance was spotting and part of the assisting was tracking. So, still at 1.5%, I would guess. Let's see how much of a stupidity it would be to mark that tank. Oh, he didn't even get a shot off. 57.33. Exactly what I... Yeah, that tank is really bad. And we get 1,700 for that guy losing us the battle. We totally would not have lost this one. In his tier 8 tank he did, well, 60 more damage than I did, but he also did 285 to our own team and the team kill, so you can judge for yourself. I mean, the Primo Victoria also had a brilliant game. What can I say? I really would like to say to tell you never buy this tank, but it comes with a 0 skill crew, and of course I know we all will be like, forget our ethics and forget moral. I want that sweet 0 skill crew. So fuck wargaming. Give him some more money, and this is how it goes. It is a horrible tank that comes with a 0 skill crew, which to grab your money. What's not to like about it, right? And let's just demount everything because I don't want to play that tank ever again. And let's move on to number, what is it? 6. Numbers, is it 6 already? 10, 9, 8, number 7. And this time we go to the Chinese tanks. And here it is, my number 7 of the most horrible tanks, most horrible premium tanks I actually ever played. Now, I have to give a word of advice about this tank before we play it, because I think it's a little bit unfair right now. Let's demount here. Because this tank is in for a buff with the next patch 9.20.1, and it will get a better turret and it will get a little bit better hull armor, but its main problem, oh no, it actually will also get a little bit better gun handling, and you will see why this tank needs all of this. And let's just jump into battle and see. Again, this is a tank with preferential matchmaking. It has quite horrible view range for a tier 8 medium tank. The turret armor is semi-reliable. Yeah, I think you can say it is semi-reliable. It's not very reliable against guns like the Stritzwagen S1, the prototype, the Scorpion G, and of course not the Jagdtiger and the as the Jagdtiger. But you can bounce something like an IS-3 if you wiggle around a little bit, and that's okay. Oh, come on! Idiot. The power to weight ratio in the tank is really not good also, so you've seen the acceleration is kind of meh. Yeah, well, I was so close to shooting that S1 because he just cut in my way. Oh look, there's a budget only on 25 tons. Now I know that a M53 is aiming for me. Oh yeah, by the way, did I mention the gun depression on that tank? Well, let me put it like that. This tank is very, very happy. It has now 5 degrees of gun depression, which is, granted, it is better than it was before, because before this tank only had like 3 degrees of gun depression, and that was the most horrible thing in the world. But right now it is 5 degrees, and one could say it's not the end of the world anymore, but it's also far from being good, and you still cannot work any ridge lines. And if you're in a team like this that doesn't even think about shooting what you spot, then well, you're in for some nasty surprises, I can tell you. Right. The gun handling is quite horrible. The Oho hits me for 670 because that's just what he does. And, well, yeah, that Jagdtiger saw my hull. Of course he did. Streetswagen. Oh yeah, did I mention how bad the gun handling is? That was a lucky bounce. And there he comes. I mean, seriously, that guy was able to come up here and YOLO me. I mean, what the fuck am I expecting? And there's the Yaktiga again. I don't even know what spotted me, but oh well. So, what can I say about this tank? Well, certainly nothing good. The view range is bad. The armor is not really up to the task if you are facing opponents that have like 220 millimeters of penetration. The gun handling is completely, utterly bullshit. You can of course play it as a close range support tank and try to do what the IR-3 is doing here, but honestly, that's not going to work. If you have to poke a lot and you have to do a lot of speculative shots, the gun is just not up for it. So, yeah, as I said, I can certainly not say anything good about this tank. And as a medium tank, it excels in street fights. So if you have a map like Himmelsdorf, it's actually quite okay, because you can flank around and put these big old 390 hits into the enemy, but it really is not good. And right now, I would not suggest you to buy this tank, like under any circumstance. But that might change. Let's be honest. With the next buffs, it might be an okay tank, but we have to see. I will give a full review once the next patch hits the live server, so you can actually get yourself an opinion about it. But until then, I wouldn't suggest you to actually buy that thing. Now let's move on to one of the first tanks, the first premium tanks I bought. Because when I bought the T-25, the German tier 5 medium tank, I also bought another one, and this tank was the American Ram 2. And I thought, that tank looks good, right? It kind of makes sense to me. By the way, it is in fact a Canadian tank and not an American tank, but we don't want to talk about that, right? So I bought this one, and as you see, I did a couple of battles in it. I failed horribly. I didn't do any damage and just never touched it again because I really didn't feel it was fun to play. Today, I shall find out if I was right. I'm going for the typical setup of, oh god, that view range. Are you kidding me? Is that view range true? Holy shit! What is the base view range? That is 19, 24, 33 meters. It is 330 meters base view range? You kidding me? That is awful. So, first thing is, it has an awful view range. The gun, 105, 170. That's not too bad, to be honest. That's not too bad. It suffers from the same problem as the Churchill 3 because it's the same gun. It's shooting in 1.9 seconds, but it's aiming in 2.1 seconds. So that's stupid, right? Okay. Let's see if it's at least... Is it at least somehow mobile? Doesn't seem to be. It has 16.04 specific power, which is really not that much, and it has a top speed of 38. It seems I was absolutely right. This tank is a piece of shit. Wow. Oh, wait. I think it was 11. I think we were sitting at 11% of the on the marks of excellence, because I think I played this tank like 2-3 times in the last year and accumulated that 11% doing so. Okay, now we're in a tier 7 battle. Easy peasy. Well, what can go wrong, right? I mean, we will just go up here. No, we won't go up here because we don't have the speed to do so. Since this climb is also not in the game anymore, what am I doing? Am I going with the heavy tanks? Am I going to the middle? I don't even know. You know what? Maybe 38 is enough to do the climb. Come on. I can do it. I can do it. Hashtag believe, my friends. We do the slowest climb ever. The only good thing that this tank has going for itself is the huge chunk of hit points of 610. Come on, climb, climb, climb! Ah, no. Hashtag never lucky. 38 kilometers is not enough to do that climb. I thought so, but you never know. Let's go into this position now. Yeah, the huge chunk of hit points is really nice. Oh, the heavy flank is completely open. IS and AMX are on the other side, so that's beautiful. What you gonna do? 267 is coming for you. Didn't spot me at least, so we got that going for us. Okay, last one is there. Come on. Oh, you Canadians, so silly. No. No. Come on. Yeah. Now he has this tickling in his side. You see how the aim circle gets bigger and bigger because I'm shooting way faster than I can aim? Okay, so 500 combined. This is probably more than I would ever expect from this tank. Ah, come on, move. Okay, ELC is gone. Now Panzer T20. Oh no, we are spotted. The heavy flank has fallen. We need to go back and defend against them. Okay. Oh no, let's go kill artillery. They can deal with the KV-3, right? They can. I am absolutely positive they can. Let's just go and kill piggies. Maybe we can even set one on fire, because roasted piggy is best piggy. No! 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 No, guys! No! 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 They will do all the killing without us. That's so sad. I want to kill a piggy. Oh no. Piggy shoots me. Piggy is not nice. Okay. It seems the... Oh no. Oh no. Does he shoot? What the fuck? Is he really going for the ram? No, he's just... Wow, that brutal DPM. That brutal DPM. Wow. 1,000 combined. I think we will go up 3%. At least. But then again, I have no idea how the marks of excellence changed on that tank, so probably could be everything. If they stayed the same, I think we went up 3-4%, because we are in such a low area, and that tank is such a horrible, horrible, horrible tank. Okay, now we are at position 5. Yeah, we are at position 5. I will have a 1-minute break and then come back with the position 5. And I tell you, this tank is different than everything you've seen before on the evening. So bear with me, and I will give you a good explanation why it is where it is. So, well, look. We hit 2 of our 2 shots and actually did 0 damage. Yes, that gun is quite brilliant, right? So 13.8. No, thank you, guys. Give me a 1-minute break and then I'll be back with you to go through the numbers 5 to 1 on my list of super horrible premium tanks that no one should ever buy or play or whatever. And see you in 1 minute. All right, we are back. I hope you used the minute too. I am a little bit refreshed and I feel better. So let's just demount all our stuff on this tank because I really think I will I'm never going to play that tank again. Bye bye, Mr. M. And let's move on to number 5 in my list of the worst premium tanks. And this tank, well, it isn't in this position because it's a horrible tank. Quite the opposite, my friends, quite the opposite. This tank is on the list because it is one of the most horribly overpowered things that have ever been in the game. Why is it overpowered, you say? Well, the problem with that tank is not its armor, not its hit points, not its gun. In fact, the gun is rather underwhelming. But it has very, very, very preferential matchmaking. That means this tier 4 tank will only ever see other tier 4 tanks. It will never ever see tier 5 or tier 6 tanks. And together with the quite okay armor, this makes the tank a real powerhouse at its level. And you've seen I already played like 99 games in this tank, and this will be my 100th game. There is many people out there who actually played heavily and pad their win rate in this tank. Because if you have a platoon of 3 of these, you wait like 2 minutes for a game, and then you get a sure win out of it. There is no way you can lose a battle with 3 of these, unless maybe there is another platoon with 4 of the, or 2 platoons with 4 of these. But there is no way, you just cannot lose. And as I said, right now it's not so much the armor. The Alecto can actually, for instance, on the enemy team, its HE ammunition is quite dangerous for me. The brand new SU and the SU 85 they can pen me quite well. The Lago is one of those guns that have been added to the game later, and he's relatively easy Oh, wait. He has a relatively easy time to penetrate me. But there is still also a lot of tier 4 tanks that do have problems penetrating the armor. And if you never see tier 5 or tier 6 tanks, that is such a big thing. You just cannot stress enough how much of a difference that makes. Now, as I said, the gun is quite underwhelming. You have these 55 millimeters of penetration, which is really not that much, and you will find yourself shooting a lot of these premium ammunition, in this tank. But to be honest, that's not a problem, because even if you shoot straight premium ammunition in this tank, you will still make a decent profit. And yeah, this is part of the reason why I feel it's so bad for the game. Okay. What the fuck, my friend? Shall I take out the steward first? Ah, fuck, Keho Gil. Okay. Okay, now let's go for the NA. Don't even need premium ammunition for that guy. Oh, the T-80 actually shooting me. That mother buzzer. Also, I probably need gold for him. But that's not a problem, right? That mother buzzer is penetrating me. Motherfucker. He's also shooting gold. Not nice, Mr. T-80. I'm here to demonstrate how horribly overpowered this is. You cannot just penetrate me with your premium shells, my friend. Oh, what a buzzer, you old... No, you're not going to get away, my friend. Ooh, there's a Durchfallwagen too. No, Type 95. Would you please leave this to the big boys? Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh, that's a bad time. Can we shoot him? No, he's covered. Okay, let's go back to our base. Oh. Ooh, there's a SU already in my side. Wow, that's kind of a surprise. Can we get shots onto this guy? Okay. So it seems we have a problem. We might lose this, because the Lago will now kill the Type 95, yeah. And then they will both kill me. My first thing to do is now actually help out our Valentine to kill those Electo, because the Valentine is one of the tanks we really need in this game, because it's as overpowered as this tank. Oh fuck my life. Fuck my life, that SU is so fast. Come on, kill the Electo. Oh, good boy. Good boy. He saved my ass there. Whomever was that saved my ass. And the game for us. Because the Valentine is dead now, but the luck... These two guns could easily kill me. Boom, says artillery. And there's the second one. Ouch! Feels bad, man. Feels bad. Why would they shoot overpowered tanks? So, yeah, we played a tier 4 tank. We did 5 kills just like this and dominated those tanks. We were lucky that someone helped us, probably the Hetzer or artillery helped us killing that Su-85 and allowed us to then finish the Lago. But still, I mean, you've seen what this tank can do, and I really don't think it's a fair thing to play, because in tier 4 you face a lot of new players, and they don't even know what happens to them. Oh, come on, M3 Lee, don't... Oh, hit that guy finally. Come on, once more. Okay, nah. Yeah, so number 5. Do you agree? Is this one of the worst tanks in the game, as in it's not good for the game? I really do think so, but I would like to hear your opinion on this tank. And it's gone. Good. Now you will see, we shot a lot of premium ammunition in this, and I bet you we will still make like 7 or 8k profit, maybe even 12k. Let's see. Ah, 15! Oh boy. That tank is silly. That tank is really, really silly. And of course it's a good crew trainer. You have to be honest about this. So if you're looking for a tank that trains your German heavy crews, and I say crews because it has 2 radio operators, the tank has 2 radio operators, well, you really can't do that wrong with this tank, but still, I don't feel people should play it a lot. I mean, you see I have 64% win rate in this tank. And let's see, 3 top guns, 8 times I did get the high caliber medal. In 13 games with 4 or 5 kills. I really think that's not a balanced tank. Let's go to the statistics. You see damage ratio 1.6, destruction ratio 2.8 in this tank. And that's way above my usual level. So, I don't know. I really don't know if... I mean, if you can get your hands on it, it's a nice novelty tank to have. Let's be honest, it's nice to have and drive from time to time, but I really don't get people heavily padding their win rate in these tanks. And with that being said, let's move on and go to the number 4 of the worst premium tanks that I own or also played. And well, here it is. The turd that is the Super Pershing. The Super Pershing, of course, is a up-armored version of the... Oh wait, why do I not have a stabilizer? Where's that stabilizer? Wait for it. Thunderbolt? Do you still? No. Who could have the stabilizer? Is it still in the ramp? No, it doesn't. It cannot mount. Oh, I think it's in the T-34. You silly bastard, right? T-34, where are you? There you are. You silly tank. Give me my stabilizer. And okay. Now, as I said, let's go for Murica and play the Super Pershing. As I said, it's a up-armored version of the Pershing tank. It has basically the same gun. And mind you, this gun was exceedingly powerful. It's in reality, this gun was able to shoot through a Jagdpanzer IV in shooting tests, and I mean shoot through it, not shoot through its frontal armor, no, shoot through the frontal armor, through the fighting compartment, then go through its engine and out in the back, and then the bullet was found like a couple hundred meters behind the tank. With this tank in fighting tests, it just shoot through the tank. It over-penetrated something like a Jagdpanzer IV, which was really not a badly armored machine. As you see, it has this spaced armor here. So what happened was just people were like, okay, let's put 2 armor plates above the real armor. You see, there is this armor plate here, and then there is another one in a different angle. And, well, it worked. It was really well armored. And problem was, of course, that this thing was just so heavy that they had to insert these springs here to actually keep the weight of the tank. And what's the problem with that tank in the game is the following. The frontal armor is quite nice if you don't know about the weak spots. There is one weak spot here, 60mm, and there is this cupola here. So if you look at this one is not a hitbox. Don't get fooled. This is the only hitbox that is behind. So you just aim here, and the problem is everything here and the cupola can be penetrated with 160, 170, and this area with 200mm. So you have a quite good shot that is actually going to hit very reliably. The only thing you shouldn't shoot on this tank is this cupola, because it's not modeled correctly and you will just go through it. So if you know about these weak spots, or if you get the whole side armor on this tank, which is complete and utter garbage, you will just always penetrate it. This tank is only good if you play against noobs who don't know what to do. And that's a problem, because it's super slow, it's fat, and once you find a competent enemy, you will be just dying. There is no way in hell that you can do something useful once you find an enemy that knows how to fight against you. And you will see what I mean by saying that thing is slow, because it's not like slow like the Thunderbolt or slow like the T-34-3. This thing is more of a heavy tank than anything else. At some point it will reach its 40 kilometers, but not even that reliably, and it's your typical too late for battle tank. And then the gun that in reality was really, really nice, it's kind of underwhelming in World of Tanks, because penetration is really not that good with 192mm, and you will often have to adapt that 2 key to get a little bit extra penetration out of your premium rounds. Even more so, as you see, I mean, this is where the other medium tanks go and play with their friends. And I'm like, hey guys, I'm here. I want to play with you. Hey, hey. I mean, I guess I'm okay, but please wait. I really, I can have your back, and I can take a hit for you because I'm a good friend, right? But wait. But they don't wait. They never do. And you see, I'm here with a super heavy tank destroyer, the T-28 prototype, and the super heavy tank, the VK-100-01. So this is the kind of speed you can expect from this tank. Silly, 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 silly tank. And you see, there's already a lot of battle going on right here. The enemy is already able to take down that ditch, and with the IS-3, and so we are too late. Again, we are too late for battle. Now the Pershing has 200 millimeters of armor. He is not able to. We are not able to reliably pen him. See what I mean? But the Primo Victoria, well, he just shot through the gun shield because he has that 230 millimeters of penetration. And now we are in a rather nasty situation, because if my team now suddenly decides to actually run away, I will be the last one that is definitely left behind, because I'm just too slow to follow again. And if the enemy tries to push, well, let's see what happens. Luckily there is no artillery, because I tell you, the artillery loves this slow, lumbering bastard of a tank. And it loves shooting the side of this tank, because it's so the armor is so trash on the sides. We lose our super heavy here. Just, I don't know what he was doing. Oh, we lose another tank. That's beautiful. T-26E4. I have no idea. Oh, you see, this is where he went through. Because he hit his shot and I didn't. Well, RNG is a bitch, I guess. That WZ-111 is... Oh, he's going to get himself killed. I have to help him out somehow. But the Pershing is of course going to shoot on us. And in the meantime, okay, that's the end of the battle. That's the end of it. We can try to take the Primo Victoria out. Can we? No, actually, we can't. Boom, boom. 312. Whole of the enemy team is shooting gold ammunition consistently, and yeah, the key moment was that our team was not able to take the ditch. Most of our tanks just stopped here, and I was not able to do it fast enough. So they were able to push through that ditch, and of course my team was also a bunch of idiots, so yeah, that contributed. Don't know what the VK-100 was doing in getting himself killed that easily, because he should be pretty much immune to even gold ammunition on tier 8, but ah well. Let's play one more battle in this, because that was exceptionally bad. And yeah. Always too late for a battle. I mean, don't know what that guy was doing, to be honest. Okay, that explains a lot. Yeah, he was also in a platoon with a light tank. It's always the best synergy you can have, a light tank and a heavy tank. Fucking A, you should definitely platoon like that. T-28 prototype, yeah. Mod 1 also. Much contribution, such wow. That guy, don't know how he managed to hit one shot and then die, but well, it happened. Let's see if we can get another battle as a top tier, that would be nice. Or as a real top tier. Okay, at least a tier 8 battle. So, there's one artillery piece. I'm of course way too slow to go to the F2 position here. Yeah, everyone is of course clicking there, but I'm way too slow. So what I want to do is I want to go here and play the middle. It will take me probably like 1.5 minutes, maybe even 2 to go there. But yeah, what can I do? I'm in a slow tank. And this tank is even slower when you go uphill. You will see what I mean in a second. It has a absolutely horrific power to weight ratio. So I leave you alone with this tank for a second. You can watch the sun go down and I have a drink because it will take a while. See you soon. Oops. 45 seconds into the game, we lose our first tank. We are not even close to the fighting zone. This is like, hey. Yeah. Panther and guard shoot each other. Yeah, that would be something. We would. I'm here. I can help you, my friend. I can. No, I can't. This super heavy tank, the Lover, is already right next to me, which tells you a lot about the speed of this tank. And he's overtaking. Yeah. And there we are. Now. I don't even hit the LTTB gun. How is that LTTB just dropped from my vision? Oh, it's that far away. Okay. We locked the Lorraine into place. How is that? Oh, that's someone turning me. Yes, please do that some more, Löwe. We had a couple of shots into the Lorraine, but never mind. Never mind. That was. Never mind, really. Never mind. And it's 2-6 again. You see? Right in the cupola. He snaps that shot. He has horrific gun handling, but he just knows what to do and where we are vulnerable. Now, there is a lot of tanks coming right at us, and maybe I can help and can stay near at least. No, he's hiding very well. Good boy. T-34. There's a Oh, that's also a T-34 from behind shooting me. It's 4-8. And the Panther from behind. Okay. This game is over. There's the Emil from up there. We are getting shot from three sides right now. Emil, this guy's at this, and yeah, it's 4-11 again. And well, that wasn't the tank, to be honest. It's another completely retarded bunch of idiots, but yeah, the tank doesn't help the case, to be honest. In any other tank, you would have been able to run at least if the situation occurred where those guys pushed around here. I could have tried to just run over here, then fight them back, but in a slow S tank like the Super Pershing, you have no chance. You just get until this location and then you're open for everyone and get clipped or whatever. So that of course doesn't make things better. Come on, Löwe. You only need to take out, well, 11. Now it's only 10 you need to take out. How hard can it be? Oh, they cap. I think they are afraid of the Löwe. They are definitely afraid of him. Let's quickly go through the armor profile and then get up to the next tank. Because I really don't feel like playing a third battle in this horrible tank. So, of course, penetration. Yeah, also in my butt. I mean, that guy... The 5100 has really, really, really bad gun handling, but he made all his shots work. That's interesting, but yeah. You see, just in the cupola, no problem there. Also no problem there. Super lucky penetration on my engine deck. And the problem is the engine, I mean, you see the angle it hits. Usually it should bounce, but no, that engine deck is so thin that it gets overmatched and even at this extreme angle gets bent. Feels bad, man. Turret, yeah, nothing. And the only thing we bounced was this shot in the hull in a quite extreme angle. And if we go to the battle before, where is... If we go to the battle before, it's pretty much the same. That shot just penetrates right through the gun shield. He uses APCR ammunition, so your armor is worth nothing. Heavy New Master, by the way. So you still have the weight and you lumber all this weight of the armor around, but it is worth nothing because he can shoot you right through the gun shield. Same, I mean, that Pershing shot me in the back, yeah. Again, this is a very, very extreme angle, and you would think this bounces, but no, it gets overmatched because it's like 20-25 millimeters something. This should never penetrate in a tank, but it has this super weak plate that says, please shoot me, Mr. RT guy, please, sir, Mr. Merchant of Death, please kill me. And everyone else is also taking that invitation, it seems. What can I say? It's the same situation again, over and over again. This one is just your typical penetration from below. Also, of course, no bounce. Then here, same situation. Right through the gun shield. You use all of that heavy armor, and you lose all your mobility, and people just press the 2 key, and bam, there you are. Right through the gun shield. Again, this one's in the hull because we got surrounded. And the only thing that didn't penetrate was a hit on the gun shield, or on the gun mantlet. That was the only thing that didn't penetrate. So the problem I have with a tank like this is that the armor is worth shit once people start pressing the 2 key. And well, I think every good player should press the 2 key because you want to win, right? It's not a matter of playing unfair or something. It's just like what you need to do to win. You just pay a few credits more, but you penetrate this tank. And you feel rather silly in a tank like this because you bring a tank to battle that is so slow and has to deal with all of this shit. Okay, good night, Wurzel. And I think you're leaving, right? And with that being said, we move on to the 3rd position. And much like the 5th, this tank is not in the list because I think it's underpowered. Quite the opposite. This is the Leichte Feldhaubitze 18B2. It is a German artillery on the basis of the famous B2 tank, B2 heavy tank of the French army, and they turned this into an artillery, a Feldhaubitze. And now it is in the French tech tree again for some reason that I really don't get, but it is there. And well, since this tank has been released as a premium tank, artillery saw, I think, 2 or 3 series of nerfs. And since Wargaming never touches premium tanks and never nerfs premium tanks, this one hasn't seen any of this. So, what does it feature? Well, first of all, look at this view range. Yeah, you see right. This thing has 390 meters of base view range, because fuck you, that's why. There is no other reason than because fuck you. And this thing outspots basically everything at its level. If you run binocs like I do, you see you go through the 445 meter view range cap like nothing, and you have still a lot left to even cut through camo. And the next thing is this tank has an unbelievable rate of fire that is really, really good. It fires every 7.8 seconds. Not bad, not bad. The next thing is it is one of the few artilleries in game, or it is, I think, the only one that still has heat and AP ammunition. Because fuck you, that's why. Let's take a couple of these. So you have not only the typical high explosive ammunition you find on artillery nowadays, you also have these heat rounds that have 104 millimeters of penetration and do, what is it, like 350, something like that? Let me quickly check that. I think it's 350, yeah. Damage. And with that being said, let's go into the battle and see why this thing is completely bonkers, and I think it's one of the worst vehicles in the game right now. The only thing that is slightly limiting about this tank is the fact that it isn't able to shoot over the whole map. So I think it has a limitation of like 900 meters. Or maybe 800, 820, something like that. You see the red line here. So I cannot sit at, maybe I can even sit at K6 and shoot comfortably through most of the map. But what I will do is instead, I will sit at J7, and that should be enough. Tank is of course not super fast because it's on the base of a B2 heavy tank, but I mean, that's relative, right? We are going the same speed as the Hets are right next to us, so yeah, at least we have been for some time. And once we reached our final destination, I will just stand there and shoot people with impunity, because artillery, it makes sense, right? No, it doesn't. Okay, look there. There's the T-37. And let's see, can we actually get him? No, probably not. That's very unfortunate. The gun arc is not the best, the shell arc is not the best. I have to give this to people, but you have to really shoot over some distance. And the thing is that it's all the flight time of the bullets is also not very good. You see, it's like 2.7 seconds. Hello, Mr. T-40. Yeah. Oh, come on. But you can put out all... Oh, look, that Crusader. Or even that SU. You look delicious, my friend. Can I get a shot into... Oh, or you. You also look delicious. Yeah. I could get a shot into him. That was my question, but yeah. I think I have an answer right now. Ah, that one was a little bit too far. And let's shoot one more, and then let's start to molest that KV-1 and the ELC over here. Hello, Mr. KV-1. I heard you're a slow, lumbering heavy tank. You pretty sure want to get shot by me, right? Yeah. Oh. Doesn't like you. It looked like you really liked it, but to be honest, I don't care. Bam. That SU has run away. Sometimes I think people don't want to get killed by me. Let's shoot quickly while we are aiming. Maybe hitting something just for the fuck of it. So, and let's shoot some more. I mean, what's the worst thing that could happen, right? 7 seconds of reload. No, that ridge line is a little bit of it. Oh, Mr. Lago. No? Ah, he doesn't go back. How unfortunate. Now you see 2.3 seconds is really not an easy shot. That I could have hit. That could actually have hit, but oh well. Ooh, Mr. SU. Oh, that didn't hit, right? Yeah, it didn't. Oh, 2 seconds. Where are you going, my friend? Easy like that. Easy like that. 448 damage, because fuck you, that's why. How unfortunate. How unfortunate. Wait, Hummel. You're going to stop here, right? Ah, such a silly tank. Such a silly tank. And to be honest, it's not even fun for me. It's just like... I don't know. I don't know. It's not fun. 15-6. Yeah. Nice and smooth and easy. I think we did nearly 800 damage, so yeah. We had at least one blind hit. And yeah, this tank shouldn't be in the game anymore. Congratulations. And of course you can still buy it. It's not in the official wargaming stores. But there is, I think with Italieri or some other company that is doing tank models, you can buy some of their tank models, I think with the Ferdinand model, for instance, and there is a gift code included that will give you this tank. So that makes absolute sense, right? So you can get this overpowered piece of shit tank at any time you feel like you want to do something to make your karma really go bonkers and go bad. Then just buy it, and you can be sure that you will and you will never have luck again in your life. And actually, you shouldn't. I think it's only fair. That being said, let's move on to the number 2 of my most shit tanks in the game, or the most shit premium tanks in the game, and this one is not an overpowered tank. It is horrible. Now, before I tell you which tank it is, and I think most of you will already know once I start telling you about this, there is a tank in the game, and it's the Stura Emil, the tier 7 German tank destroyer. It has a big old gun for its level. It has absolutely no armor. It has good gun depression. And it is horribly slow while having okay and good view range. Nobody in his right mind ever plays this tank. What you do is you play the Nashorn, that is faster and not even half a bad tank. And then once you unlock this tank, you get a lot of free XP, and you just unlock the Rheinmetall Borsig Waffenträger and never play this tank, because why would you? It is a lumbering piece of shit tank that has absolutely no redeeming features. And then there is the Dickermax. This is the same tank, but you pay real money to play it. How stupid do you have to be to buy that tank? And yes, I know that I'm dissing myself right now, but honestly, this is a complete bullshit tank. It doesn't have anything as a redeeming feature, but maybe it's gun depression, but that's everything. It has no armor. It is slow. No one in his right mind should ever play that tank. And what you say is like, hey, Wargaming, please, I'm not playing your tech tree turd, but if I give you money, maybe I can play with the piece of shit you put on the table a little bit, maybe smear it in my face or something. This is what this tank is. You will see. Okay, what do we have? Oh, well, we're in a tier 8 battle, which makes things even better. The gun has okay penetration for its level. I think it's 169, yeah. And it has 227 millimeters on its premium rounds, which is more than enough to deal with tier 8 tanks and really nice. So this is an assault battle, and well, you see, we are going to quickly move over to this position and then start the fight. Again, I hope you don't have to do anything in the near future, because going over to that position where we then start the fight, well, it may take a while, let me put it like that. Again, this thing has a top speed of 40. You see a pattern developing, right? So the top speed is 40, and of course you can be sure that this piece of shit will never reach this top speed. And so you're happily lumbering along and be like, hey guys, I want to be your friend. Can I be? Yeah, nice. No? Okay. You're literally left behind in that tank, and then you see, the gun depression, it is awesome. No question about it. But to use that gun depression, you need to go to an area where you can actually fight the enemy. And you see, I mean that battle is going to take a maximum of 10 minutes. Then we have to have this area here, but 1.5 minutes in, we are not even in the area we wanted to go to fight. Hello? Anyone here? No? Okay, good. So, look, now, nearly 2 minutes into the game, we made it. We are in the fighting zone. Okay, what can we do? Well, it seems my team already cleaned up here, and we have to move on. So, let's do a little bit more driving, because the Digger Max is really good at driving. My light tanks are already starting to cap, so that's brilliant. Good news, right? Oh, look, there's an enemy. Can we find a shot? Can we find it? No. Well, then again, we didn't get spotted, so it could be worse, right? Ha. Ha! 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 Those who come last will be first, something like that, something. Whoa! Look, we took a shot, everyone. We took a shot. Oh, that bad Chatagnon is there. No. Oh, we took another shot. And we only took one in return right now. Oh, two. Okay. Two. That's fine. We can technically still live through another one. Yeah, maybe. No, turn! Ah, okay. Gun arc is, by the way, non-existent in this tank. Who would have thought? Oh, by the way, it's shooting me. Okay, I need to go into cover. So what to do? Someone needs to YOLO dispatch it here. Well, it sure will not be me, but someone needs to do it. Oh, look at this delicious Jackson. No, he's driving away. Seems he doesn't like me. Okay. Now, since here the area has been cleared, we can move on. Try to find a shot maybe. Oh no, too late. There's still the T-34 that really caused us some trouble. So maybe. Tasty T-34 shots, come on. You know what? I am able to spot him once I go through this bush here. 3, 2, 1, spot him. No, he's in this thing and... Okay, I'm too slow again. La 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 la, la 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 la. Now, why would you ever put money on the table of wargaming? The only explanation is you like it for the memes because it looks like a vacuum and you can depress the gun that much. But tell you something. There is a plethora of tanks. There is a plethora of German tank destroyers, premium tank destroyers. Like, look at this. There is the Stuck 4 that trains your German crews. It's not earning more money, but it's a German crew trainer, so it counts, right? There is the Dicker Max, which is an absolute turd. There is the Kruppsteier Waffenträger, which is actually the better tank, to be honest, because it's more mobile and has a kind of better gun. There is the E25. If you can ever get your hand on the E25, you should buy it. No questions asked. It's overpowered as fuck and it's cool. Then there is the Jagdtiger 8.8 and, well, let me say something about that tank in a minute. And then there's the Scorpion G, which is the perfect German crew trainer. If you can get your hand on this, buy this. If you can get your hand on the E25, buy that one. But even by the Kruppsteier Waffenträger, it's by no means a bad tank right now. It's just not a really good one compared to the Scorpion G and the E25. But it's not bad. But never, please never ever consider giving wargaming money for this turd that is the Dicker Max. It really has no redeeming features. And with that being said, let's move on to the number one tank of the worst premium tanks in the game right now. And you can kind of think of it, right? Because I just said let's talk about this in a minute. And for me, this is the Jagdtiger 8.8. It's also one of these tanks that really has no redeeming features anymore. It has been a good tank once, but that is a long time ago, and I feel it really doesn't make any sense to play that tank anymore. I will show you in a second why I think so, but we have to change equipment a little bit until we do so. So, the Jagdtiger is a big old tank. It's not very mobile, but it's kind of well armored. If you don't shoot the lower plate is really not that well armored. The upper plate is, I think, 250, something like that, 240. Let me quickly look this up, so I don't tell you bullshit. Let me quickly look that up for you. So tier 8, German, and I know this tank is on sale on the American server right now, so this is also my little review on this tank. Usually you will face it from a bit below because it's a very tall tank, so maybe this is what you will usually see of them. Lower plate, yeah, it's not... I mean, for a tier 8 tank, it's not really that good. You just butter through it. 185 if you hit it like up here, 84 in the middle. It's really not that good. 200 millimeters, the upper front plate's also not that good, to be honest. This one, of course, the superstructure is really nice. 256, and as long as no one depths is 2 key, you can be reasonably sure that no one is penetrating you, unless it's a very high penetration tier 9 gun. And that is nice. So if you manage to hide all of this big piece of not well armored tank, then it's not really bad. But the thing is, it's not easy to hide. And as I said, it's a slow tank. And what makes things even worse is it has the famous L71 8.8 gun with a very nice dispersion, with very nice DPM, but with a complete and utter lack of penetration. And this was okay like 2 or 3 years ago. 2 or 3 years ago, you could earn a serious amount of money with that tank. It had a reputation of printing credits, and the reason was because the meta was different back then. People weren't dabbing the 2 key that much, so once you actually could get your armor to work, you could be reasonably sure it worked. And people were driving way more medium and lightly armored tanks, so you could get away shooting this gun. But there is a lot of new tanks in the game that are actually very well armored. The IS-3 has been up armored. Let's do it like that. Let's go through the tier 8 heavy list. Only the tanks I have. The 112, you have basically no chance of actually penetrating this tank besides the lower plate. Everything up here is, of course, this cupola is basically no, it's impenetrable if you don't hit the cupola weak spot or the lower plate. T34. If T34 angles, the 200 millimeters will not even be enough to go through the hull reliably. You will sometimes hit the tracks and these track parts here and stuff. So it's not even enough for that. The Liberté, head on, only the cupola, nothing else. If the Liberté angles, you can shoot the cheeks, of course, but yeah, who would be dumb enough to do that, right? Patriot? No, basically no, not enough to actually go through the tank reliably. Defender? Lol, no, not going to happen. The only thing you can pan frontally is the cupola here, and it is a rather small target, to be honest. Löwe? Yeah, lower plate, technically possible, but also not super reliably. No, I think it's actually reliable. But other than that, no, nothing. Really nothing. I mean, the cupola is kind of a weak spot, but it's small, and if you use the gun depression, you will not even see it. And even the mighty old IS-6, outside the cupolas, no, you can't penetrate that tank. So the meta has changed, and this tank really suffers from it because its main armament is just not up to the task anymore. And right now, I wouldn't even suggest buying it for the novelty, because I mean, you play that tank like 2-3 times, you realize how shit it is, and then you feel rather silly because you don't know what to do with it. Now, we are sitting, it is, by the way, a tank that has preferential matchmaking, which is nice. I'm not going to lie about that. But, yeah, I mean... Oh, by the way, one thing that is really bad about the Jagdtiger 8.8 and its Tech 3 counterpart. This, I think it's 60, 70 millimeters, something like that. It's really not that good. And you will get penetrated by high explosive shells or even by artillery shells a lot in this tank, because it's a huge target, and as the roof as well as the sides are easily penetrable for some HE shells. So that is, it can be super frustrating sitting in this tank and again getting penetrated by an HE shell for like 900 damage or something, and you feel like, what the fuck, I'm in a well-armored German tank destroyer, why would that happen, right? Because fuck you, that's why. So what are we going to do? Of course we are going to use our gun depression to spot here, right? And so we put out our gun shield and we roll back and we pray to not get hit by artillery. That's what we do. And the T-30 is actually, I mean, he's doing kind of a similar thing, with the difference that he has more gun depression and that he has the chance to actually hit stuff. Hello? Do we see anyone? Hello? Yeah. Okay, good. Hello, Rheinmetall, yeah. Yeah. Plonk, says the guard. No, 212 is not enough frontally, I can tell you that. I mean... Okay, we get some spotting out of this. Ooh, hello. The guard... the guard got our side. Okay. We bounced the Rheinmetall Borsig though, because, yeah, as I said, frontally 240, and if it's angled, that's just not enough. But now the T-30 is giving me a little bit of a hard time here. No, would you please not? No, it would be nice to have gun depression, but... T29. That's spectacular, my friend, that's spectacular. T30 immediately starts working against the ridge line when I stopped, which is like, why? Stridswagen shoots me because I'm too tall a tank, you see. Where did he even hit me? No idea. I have to look that up later. How the Stridswagen was able to shoot me like this. That's a Rheinmetall Borsig. It's 1-4 already. Oh, I'm still spotted, right? And again. No idea where he hit me. Okay, that tank is just too tall. That tank is just too tall for my liking. Let's quickly see how the Stridswagen and the T30 hit us. Oh no, wait. Let's check here. Ah, that T30. Look how much he saw of our tank. Wow. And the Stridswagen, oh yeah, the same. He hit right there. Okay, nothing we can do, I guess. We bounced a little bit on the mantlet, we bounced a little bit on the upper plate, which was kind of lucky, I guess. And the T29, oh, we bounced the T29 on our on the bottom of the tank. Wow. So I think we can play another one in this, but until we do so, I want to do the honorable mentions, because I did some honorable mentions for the tanks I really like, and I want to do this today too. The first honorable mention for tanks that are really, really bad are, I mean, it's probably the most controversial thing I'm going to say in the whole evening, because it's the Patriot. Now, hear me out with this. I know. Hear me out. The problem is, that is not a bad tank. It's also not a horribly overpowered tank like some people will tell you. It's just not. You can penetrate it quite reliably on the cheeks here. Yes, it's a small target, but if you know what you're doing, you can shoot it here. You can actually shoot the turret ring here. It's not, the cupola is not that much of a weak spot. The hull, yeah, 190, 200 millimeter, and you will butter through it. The sides are completely and utterly soft, so that's not a problem. It is not horribly overpowered, but my problem with the tank is that I cannot play it, and I really regret every cent I spent on this tank. As I said, I know it's a good tank. It's probably even borderline OP, I give you that. But I have no idea how to play this tank. Whenever I play it, I fail horribly. I tried playing it as a support heavy. I tried playing it as a bully for the medium tanks, and every time I fail horribly. I know the cannon is super accurate and I miss every shot on it. I have no idea how to play it. So this is a personal thing, but what I want to say with this honorable mention is, even if a tank is very, very strong or maybe even borderline OP, it might be that it doesn't fit your playstyle and you shouldn't buy it actually. Please never, never, ever do the mistake of buying a tank because someone says it's overpowered. Buy a tank because you feel it's fun, because you want to play it, and it is a play style that you know and that you are able to deal with. And in this case, I am not. I have no idea how to play this tank, and it was a horrible mistake to buy it. I mean, I buy tanks mostly because of the stream anyway, so in this kind of sense, it wasn't a horrible mistake. But really, as an earner and as a premium tank you want to play, it is a horrible mistake for me. So please consider opinions and say like, okay, it might be good or it might be bad because people say it like this, but never just buy it because of that. No, don't YOLO me. Oh, fuck me. Oh, come on, no. 110, would you please not just give up and... That guy just leaves me alone. It's so funny. Look, there were like 5 tanks. The Kerner won, the E50, everyone, and they are just running away, because why not? The Löwe is now alone and we are leaving him to die, because I have no idea why we would do this. But it seems to be a good idea for these people. And come on. Yeah, that motion puts in a big old hit. The 110 is of course not willing or able to take a shot for us. Ah, that motion, of course. Can we? No, don't. Oh god, you saved that T-34, you blithering idiot of an... What a blithering idiot. By the way, I'm shooting gold permanently. Boom. Yes, please. Please pull out, please grind into me. This guy is just like... I want to put him down because he's actually retarded. That's not fun. I think he ruined like 2 or 3 shots already. Now take one or leave it, but don't be in my way, my friend. You'll be the next one to die. Oh fuck my life, that was too much. Ah. Now you see, 1700 damage, not the worst game ever, but also not a good game. And I know in a tank like the IS-3 I would have been able to do so much more than in this tank. And yeah, this is the story of the Patriot and why I feel it's a real letdown for me personally. Please never ever buy tanks just because people say they are overpowered. Please don't do that. Why is the Patriot back? Wait. Oh, that was fast. Did we cap? I didn't even realize. So, yeah, as I said, that was... I feel in a tank like the IS-3 I would have been able to do better in a more reliable way. I would have been able to do better in a Löwe probably even, because the armor is more reliable on the turret, you know, once you hide this whole thing, you can bounce like something like the motion. even with premium ammunition, quite reliably. And I would have done better in the T-34, which many people despise, but I showed you last week why I still love this tank. It has such a reliable turret, and this is not true for the Patriot, but also with the low alpha gun, you have to peek a lot. And the last honorable mention now is for a tank that I think we can all agree shouldn't be in the game, and that's the Object 252 Defender. This tank is not so much strictly overpowered as it is bad design. The problem is that the whole upper hull is an auto bounce area. You see like the steep angle it has. Everything that hits you here is going to auto bounce. Now it has this huge lower plate that is kind of a weak spot, and it has this area that is a weak spot. But the situation with this tank is that it's an absolute hit or miss. If you load into a battle and you see tier 6 or even tier 7 tanks, you just have to angle the tank a little bit because the upper plate is an auto bounce area anyway, and it doesn't matter for you. You just go there, you let people bounce on you, and you shoot them with impunity. If you load into a battle like that with a Conqueror, a Foch, a T-95, even the Löwe, where they are reliably able to pen your lower plate, the tank suddenly becomes really not that good, because it relies on the ability to get out there and bounce shots. The problem is the gun handling is complete and utter trash. You will see what I mean in a second. Now, with that trash gun handling, you need to aim a lot. And it takes time to aim, so you sit there in this tank, and you sit there, and you sit there, and you feel like, God damn it, I want to hit a shot. But it's not going to happen. So even at medium ranges like this, against this Foch and something, let's try to find a snapshot into the rangefinder of the Foch, right? Or into turn turret. Okay, he turned the turret away, and again. Luckily, he misses his shot. Okay, let's try the rangefinder thing again. So maybe we can take out the Foch, right? Okay, no, too late anyway. Maybe, yes, no, maybe. No, shoot. Boom. You see? Reliably. Oh, that was an easy shot. Okay. Oh, that T-90. Oh, that T-95. Ouch! As I said, he can just. He even hit us in the weak spot, right? Anyway. Oh, why is there a Tiger 2 shooting me? This tank should not be in the game. Now, I want to hit the roof weak spot of that Tiger 2, and it's basically impossible for me. Because, I mean, he's coming out from time to time, or the roof weak spot of that IS-3. You see, no chance in hell. And now I have to pull back. some support. You see? That Tiger one, he just pops up. He puts one into me in an area that I wouldn't have for to be able to penetrate, but oh well, he does. And this gun, you just cannot... Now the snapshot worked, of course, but it's just not reliable enough. Conqueror, would you please? I mean, you could take some shots with your turret, right? And okay, I drive too much to the front. The Tiger's able to shoot my lower plate again, and he goes through it. So that was a dumb move by me. That was not the tank, by the way. But still, I feel it's bad design to have a tank that relies on farming low tiers to be, and then being actually overpowered. That is a stupid situation, and I think it should never be the concept of a tank. The armor gets really useless once you see opponents that have like 220 or more penetration, because the lower plate is just that big and can easily be penetrated. And it's in a situation like this, it's really hard to find shots with without exposing your lower plate or this weak spot here, which is only like 180 millimeters if you shoot from an angle like that. It is really hard not to expose them. And yeah, as I said, I feel it's, as a concept, it's not a good tank. And it can be hilariously overpowered. I had games against a couple of T-29s and T-32s helplessly bouncing off my tank, like shot after shot after shot after shot, and you'll be like, ah, ha, 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 ha. But then again, you have a lot of these Tier 8 and Tier 9 battles, and yeah. Good night, Eldgrim, good night. So, what do you think of the Defender, guys? Horribly overpowered? Underpowered, as some Russians actually think. And I think that's a thing in Russia. People say that this tank is underpowered. So, I don't know. Maybe in a way it is. But the problem is that it's overpowered against low tiers. So the moment you buff it, you need to nerf another thing about this tank. Probably it's not even possible to really balance that tank. And now, let's have one more round in this tank and then go back to a little bit more variety, right? Let's see how the marks look on the VK and yeah, whatever. And maybe on some more tanks. What is that? Oh, someone liked my tweet. Okay. Where do I want to go? I actually have no idea. There's 3 artillery pieces, so probably I want to sit in the back and fap on the enemy without being spotted. That is unfortunately not possible, so I do the next best thing. I go full YOLO. YOLO! Okay, I go with this Defender. I go hull down behind this Defender. That's the idea. Let's see if it works. Because I am so much taller. Nah, not that much taller, right? Look, RT, here we come. T-34-100 doesn't spot anything. Emil and Chrysler are on the other side. Where's the T-30? That's the tank I really want to know. Oh, he's over there, okay. I'm following this Defender into death. Oh, good night, Daphne. Get well sooner. Get well soon, my friend. Mm. Oh, look, a defender. Look, he has a weak spot down there. Oh, and the SU-100 fucks me into the side. That feels good. 258 millimeters of penetration. Completely invisible. You see, I bet the second I turn around. Oh, that was a premium, a shot of premium ammunition. Doesn't even go through the lower plate of the Chrysler. I don't have this tank, but otherwise it would have been in the list, because in terms of really stupid concepts, this one is one of, well, it's particularly dumb because you have a bad gun on a very well armored platform, so it encourages gold spam in both directions, and I think that's, yeah, it's just particularly dumb, and it should never have been in the game. So is the 1375 coming? You know what? I need to move from here to actually help playing the middle. The problem is the T30 is over there. If you ask yourself what's my plan, I don't have any. The plan is to maybe get side shots in the T30, but oh well. I don't know how that is going to end. Oh, that IKW though. That IKW though. Okay, the Emil is now also on me. T30 is coming. And I'm completely alone. T30 will now peek me. Artillery will shoot me. And IKW just somehow penned me. No idea. Oh, more Twitch, and you will take me to your bed. That sounds promising, Devno. Sorry. So, did you see why there's a horrible tank? Yeah, I think you did. Again, this was not a good team, but I will. You know, let's just end the presentation here. I hope you had a little bit of fun with my worst premium tanks, and maybe you agree, maybe you disagree, maybe you want to tell me your worst tanks. Since I am going to export this to YouTube anyway, so leave your comments either here in the chat or down in the comments. And yeah, it will be on YouTube, I can tell you, because I plan on actually exporting those showcases to YouTube every week. And now let's